I'm just sitting here quite stressed about the old country going down the pan, to be honest with you. I'm going to say something triggering, but it seems like we're in a bit of a spiritual war, doesn't it? Like the old country's on the brink of collapse. Before you start going, oh, it's another white geezer, far right, get away. Like, I'm going to say something, because I go to church every Sunday, and I see all types of people down the church. I see all types of faces. And all you see on the news is, like, intolerance and, like, hate. It's knocking around all the time at the minute, but I think people have just got to start realising what type of culture we actually trying to defend here. Do you know what I mean? And as Christians, we got to remember the mission. Do you know, when I go to church, I see all these faces. I don't see no us and them mentality. You know, I just see like a room full of sinners. I see people trying to get right by Christ, and that. I'll back that every day of the week, to be honest with you. Like, some of the best people I've ever met, absolutely on fire for the Lord. They don't look like me, they don't sound like me, I don't sound like them, but, you know, we still smile at each other in our shared faith for Christ, and that's a beautiful thing. You know, Jesus back in his day, he was controversial because he went round chatting to everyone. He went round Gentiles, in other words, like people who weren't Jewish. And then Samaritans, you know, everyone used to hate them, tax collectors, all these wrong-uns who the Jewish elite at the time would turn their nose up at. He'd have a bit of them all, do you know what I mean? I think he said something like, go and make disciples of all people and all nations. You know, that's the mission. That's the mission. And mate, yeah, like, I am stressing about the state of the country. It's going down the pan. Like, all the chaos, the crime, this weird spiritual war that seems to be unfolding in front of all our eyes. But don't panic, all right? Last thing we want to do is panic. Don't panic. A, because the government won't listen to us anyway. And B, because we've got to defend ourselves in a way, haven't we? We've got to start upping the strength in our faith. We've got to start doubling down on Christ. And if you don't know Christ, then you've got to get to know, because he's honestly the last thing that's going to help. The only thing that's going to help bring the tensions down at the minute. You know, a bit of love in the world. My view is, like, the world's always been a mess. It's always been a mess. It's a mess right now, but the answer's always been Christ. You know, that's just my take on it all. As I'm sat here after work. God bless you, anyway.